Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another session of daily recaps. And today's date is Monday, March 16th. Took one trade here on YM, a YM short, and we came out with a break even trade. As you can see, stops went break even as soon as I crossed this level, and yeah, we got break even from there. With that being said, let's go and drop in on why we took the short, why we took it on YM, and everything else in between. Cool. Yeah, I'm done for the day already. So good trade, good trade. I like this trade. Um, Wanted to see if we could get lower, but obviously not. Let's see if there's anything on gold. Nah, I wanted to try to see if I could get it on gold, but gold just kind of has a flush here with no secondary CISD. Um, cool. So let's drop in from the daily chart. The basic reason of why I was leaning more on the bearish end for today was, yes, we are within a daily candle being extremely bullish. However, this is my overall target. What is this candle doing? Right? What is this weekly candle? What is this candle doing here? It's just going up to internal range liquidity, right? So now we have these daily SMT fill here. And what is just this Monday doing? It's just printing the wick of the next weekly candle, right? So this end of the candle. So we're printing the wick of the next weekly candle. Where do we want to see continuation? If we want to see a continuation from the lower half of the previous week's candle, what is within the lower half of the previous week's candle? Daily gaps to go and form those continuations downwards. So that's kind of why I want to go down to these equal lows that is left below us. Also taking notice that the daily candle does not have a wick as well. So that's why I was leaning more on the bearish end today. Yeah, there was longs, but I don't play longs prior to 10 a.m. right? So with that being said, I was leaning on that bearish end. We'll check back in later today. I'm going to post this video already to see if the trade fully played out, if the break even saved me or it cost me. With that being said here, I'm looking at the 6-hour chart. What do I look for on the 6-hour chart is just my daily profile. 1800 does open up high with no wick on the daily candle, and all assets has reached up for the high. So my basic thought process of this was waiting for one of the assets to take out that daily high so that it would have put me into an SMT fill on the daily time frame. And obviously you can see it's a very bullish candle, right? So with this being a very bullish candle, I wanted to see this gap get filled. And this was the draw on liquidity for the early morning. However, I wasn't trying to take longs. I was trying to take shorts because of the daily profile in itself was an open high, low close. So we had that open high and I wanted to see this get impacted. That impact did happen here at 10 a.m. So with that impact happening at 10 a.m., even if I wanted to take longs, there was no longs for me. With that being said, right, so back to the 4-hour or 6-hour, sorry. Daily profile is a nice open high profile into the daily gap, forming an SMT fill at the top of the day. 4-hour time frame, as you can tell, 10 a.m. does go up. We're looking at a 10 a.m. reversal now. 6 a.m. pushes us into that range high, and then we want to go and compress lower. I'm looking at a 30-minute C2 here on a 10 a.m. C2. So with that 10 a.m. forming a fractal at the high of it and reversing price with the 15-minute swing and everything like that. And now we can take notice that YM does go and rip lower. So with YM having this heavy displacement lower, I'm seeing that 30-minute C2 get formed, and then the not really a V shape. I didn't like this consolidation, but I like the displacement through the low, right? Through the CISD and everything like that. And once I had this displacement through the CISD, I seen the gap. Not really a really good opposing candle. However, the gap did get filled. CISD. That's a 1-minute opposing candles here. Boom. And then now I will use this heavy displacing candle as my entry. Once we had that heavy displacing candle, stops went to here. It's also an SMT fill. Don't really care about that, but something I am aware of, as NQ did not tap into it. And my draw on liquidity for break even was going to be the 930 low as this is considered your like internal type liquidity going from external and dumping to internal. And then obviously once you hit this low here, you have to be at break even, right? You have to be at break even because of its relevancy in terms of the next lows over and the next lows over. So with that being said, what was the model? Was just external range high back down to range low as a seek and not, I wouldn't say seek and destroy, but definitely seek and destroy, right? Just external, internal. That's all we was aiming for. Or on the higher time frame, internal, external, right? But for the time frame of the 15-minute, we're going external to internal ranges, which this is your relevant low on the 15-minute time frame, and then your next one's over is possibly this low and this low. So with that being said, was we going to reverse the whole day? I don't think so. I wanted to see if I could just sneak out 2R from it and get in that 2R from it, but obviously ran short, right? We came out with, what did we come out with? Something like a 1.1R. Yeah, not even worth it. Away from that, that's pretty much the trade idea. I was looking at gold to seeing if I could get in on a gold trade here, but now I wasn't really trying to go and short it, if I gotta be completely honest with you. I wanted to see if I could get like a reaction out of here or an SMT like this to go up to the next high, as we are going from external range to internal range. But what is price doing now after you're tapping into this external range? It's accumulating. So this becomes your accumulation range, right? It's just a really big range, but it's still an accumulation nonetheless, right? So yeah, so there's nothing there for me either. I'm thinking about opening up gold. I have to do a little bit more back testing, a little bit more. I gotta get back into the groove of gold. I just haven't traded gold for like months, bro. But just being that I am trading the 10 a.m. candle more versus actually like my trade frequency is about to drastically drop again, right? So opening up gold may help out my trade frequency just when indices, because indices has not been nice, bro. I'm not gonna front to you, like, dog, you cannot tell me that this fucking, you know what I mean? This is the daily time frame, bro. It's fucked. Like, genuinely, it's fucked here. You cannot tell me that this is the nicest price action that you've seen. This is nice, right? This is nice. This is what we were trying to trade here, and that's why we're sticking a lot more to YM than we are wanting to go NQ. But this on NQ, bro, it's literally been in this range for like the last fucking forever, dog. Literally since October or December. November and December, right? In November, this is where we just consolidated. It's like, fuck, dude. We haven't moved anything, really. So with that being said, just I don't really care about that bigger higher time frame range. It's just more this range here. Like, obviously we wanted to go up to this high after sweeping out this low, and what happens is it fails to distribute, and now it's heading lower, and now it's heading back up higher. Very difficult for you to draw bias when we are within this daily range, right? So waiting it out may be the best bet on NQ and just trading YM, as YM has clear order flow, clear direction, market direction, right, of us wanting to go down to this low, versus NQ is kind of like just stuck here, right? So my main objective right now is not main objective, but one of the things I'm carrying into the next trading, like into the future, the back of my head type shit, is recognizing that NQ is within this consolidation and YM is a lot better on the order flow side of things. With that all being said, now great day. I liked it. I like that trade. Very simple, very quick. Break even there. Cool. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Did we do a good job trading everything? So again, let's just go over the checklist in itself. Universal model was an internal, external on the higher time frame, which is daily, or external, internal on like the 15-minute time frame, whatever, right? Intraday profile was an open high low close with a no wick on the daily candle. The clear phases of price was a clear displacement through, right? We had that clear displacement through. Boom, kind of a consolidation here, but the clear displacement through, the tap into this gap, and then the clear displacement away from it. That's what had that nice V shape to get us down to there. So clear phases in price, it was clear. and my entry signature was your 15-minute C2, and we was trading within the 15-minute C3. I wasn't trading within the 15-minute C3. I was trading within the 30-minute C3. Right, so the 30-minute C3 here, that's what I was trading within. The 15-minute candles wasn't a C2, but we were still within a C2, 3, and then trading within the 15-minute C4, which is the same shit. You know what I mean? I was just trading the 30-minute fractal, not the 15. Yeah, entry signature. C2 closed, trade the C3, drawn liquidity was still available. Yes. Lower time frame V shape. Yes. And I was utilizing the continuation entry instead of the first CISD because that was the highest point of the day. If it was just a continuation, then I would have just used the first CISD, but it was the fucking highest point of the day. It was the reversal of the day, right? That 30-minute C2 versus a fair value gap continuation. So with that being said, all of these boxes are checked, and yeah, that's basically it. One of the things as well that I did take notice of, and I was thinking about not trading today, specifically, was because we did have that overnight expansion. So overnight did expand, right? The overnight range did expand all the way up to these highs, and now I'm trading back lower. That's why I'm not going to trade all the way down to these lows, right? I'm just trading down to an easy to draw to level and then go break even there. I'm not trying to go anywhere further than that, right? With that being said, how could I have done better now to get this as a target? Fuck, I don't even think it ever did. You know what I mean? So never did. Yeah, that's impossible to get to R there. Yeah, so there really isn't anything for me that I could have profited on it on the day. It was all basically just it was a break even day, right? So with this all being said, great day in general. I didn't like the overnight expansion, but I did like the signatures and price. Yeah, that's just what it is. So pretty cool from there. Other than that, I will catch you guys in the next session. Peace.